Nigerians. A very big morning to you all. Chukuma Emmanuel Onfuju, aka CEO. Today, I'll be talking about the stages of a protest, and this is with respect to the NSAS protest currently going in Nigeria. Mike Moran of blessed memory said, "If the purpose of a thing is not known, abuse is inevitable." It is understanding that makes a thing outstanding. Hence, I'm talking about the stages because when we that are participating in the protest, talking about the youth, understand the stages, they'll be able to engage properly and maximize the outcome of this current NSAS protest. Okay, quickly, what are the stages? There are 5 stages of a successful protest. The first phase is the mobilization stroke sensitization phase. This phase has to do with raising the consciousness of like-minded people on a particular issue, where you see people fixing dates, fixing a time, fixing a location for where they could meet to raise an awareness for this particular meeting. You see all manner of campaign online to be able to raise an awareness to say let's meet at a particular point to be able to raise the success of every protest starts with this mobilization. How much you can mobilize determine the success, because just one person cannot make a successful protest. So at this phase, you need to join hands with as much as possible many other bodies to be able to get enough persons to be involved in this protest. In that time, you need to give them a clarity of time, you need to give them a clarity of date, you need to give them a clarity of place, as well as the purpose of the protest. When this is successfully done, you see that you have successfully done the mobilization. And so far, so good. For the NSAS protest, you could see that the Nigerian youths have been able to do this successfully. You see the various time and dates and location that have been given for various prayer walks, various protests that have been going on around the streets of Nigeria. So far, kudos to the Nigerian youths because they have done this so very well. The second phase is actually the public engagement. This phase has to do with a peaceful demonstration to raise the consciousness of the public to the demands of these challengers of the status quo. They need to do this both in organized and unorganized way, in the sense that we have organized activists and unorganized activists trying to raise the consciousness of the public to be able to engage and be part of what is going on, to raise their consciousness so that they are able to see the pains of the challengers and possibly join, because the more they are able to engage the public, the more many of the public begin to come in, and you see the public opinions begin to change, because the protest is about changing first and foremost public opinion. And when the public opinion is changed, you begin to see institutional changes come as well as electoral changes coming. So when they begin to engage the public, those persons presently in authority will see that the challengers are making headway, and they will look for way to engage, leading us to the next phase of a protest, which is the negotiation phase. This negotiation phase has to do with the challengers engaging with the authority. This is one of the most crucial phase of every protest. The success of every protest is on this particular phase, the phase of negotiation. If it's not done properly, the protest can lead to repression. Well, if it's done properly, it can lead to a reform or even a resolution. So it's very, very important that we understand this phase and we maximize this phase. The truth about it is that the first 2 phases, which is talking about mobilization as well as public engagement, can be done without leadership. Everybody can do it unorganized. But when it comes to negotiation phase, they need selected leaders to be able to do this. Why? Because this is the phase where the demands of what needs to be done are tabled before the authority, when it needs to be done, how it needs to be done, who is going to do it, need to be tabled before the authority. So it needs to be organized. And the protesters need to select a leader that has a clear motive, a leader that has a commanding authority, and a leader that can rally around every one of them to sample their opinion and communicate that same opinion to the authority. So this is a critical phase because everything, like John Maxwell would say, rise and fall on leadership. The success of a protest is on the leadership of that protest. If there are no leaders per se to drive this negotiation phase, I tell you, it might be hijacked by other persons that are carefully strategizing against the protesters. Like you already start seeing around Nigeria. What is the next phase after the negotiation phase is the implementation phase. After negotiations have been put on the table, agreements have been made, you begin to see implementations and executions of these demands by both the authority and being monitored by selected persons from the protesters to ensure that they meet every of the demand as have been agreed in the initial phase of negotiation. Then on the final note, the fifth phase is the evaluation phase. This phase has to do with evaluating if the protests have actually brought about a change in public opinion, if these protests have actually brought about a change in institution, if these protests have actually brought about a change in the electoral system. So it's very important that we understand this, that if we must be successful, then we must engage and know where we are presently as the NSAS protesters in Nigeria currently. So I want to hear your own view on this. Where do you think we are? And what is the next step we need to take as Nigerian youth to ensure the success of this? Because it's the revolution or it's a change that's coming, a reformation to bring about a new nation, a nation where there will be equity, there will be justice, where there will be peace and prosperity, where every Nigerian will be respected. So I want to hear you on the comment section what you think about this protest, where you think we are on these stages of protest, and what we must do. Thank you very much. I look forward to hearing from you. I love you. So I see you again. God bless you. God bless Nigeria. Have a great day.